You may be asking yourself, what is pick-me culture? Well, Sonia Eskridge wrote in a MadameNoir.com article, a pick-me's motivation for shaming other women is men. Everything they do is centered around catching a man.
What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFleur. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video, man. This video, man, I'm telling you, just get your popcorn ready, bro, because there's gonna be so much stupidity in this damn video, man. You might lose you might lose some brain cells. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You might lose some brain cells. This is where we have fallen to in today's society. Since when is it bad to be a traditional woman? Since when is it bad to be a traditional woman? It's never been bad to be a traditional woman. We're gonna get into that, man. But before we do, leave a like, comment, subscribe.
Pick me.
No, pick me.
Pick me, I'm the one.
I make his plate.
I wash his clothes.
I roll over every time he taps me on my shoulder.
You may have noticed a growing trend on social media, and we are talking about pick-me culture. I'm Shamika Sanders, and these are my co-hosts, Kiara Kelly and Africa Miranda. Pull up a chair because you are watching Listen to Black Women. The term pick me has been floating around social media for some time now, but it got a little exacerbated when Love and Hip Hop Miami star Amara La Negra posted a performative post on Instagram cleaning her man's bathroom. She was in like a Fashion Nova dress, and it sparked a whole bunch of backlash and a bunch of women talking about pick me culture. You may be asking yourself, what is pick-me culture? Well, Sonia Eskridge wrote in a MadameNoir.com article, a pick-me's motivation for shaming other women is men. Everything they do is centered around catching a man. All of which leads us to our question of the week. How do we stop
See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? Since is how else do you get a man? All these girls talking this shit, but yeah, you look at the whole panel, they got nothing but makeup on. The first thing that men pick up on are looks.
perpetuating pick-me culture? Ladies.
I think it's really important to differentiate between being a pick-me and just naturally wanting to do things for your partner. Like, if you want to naturally cook and clean because that's what you do, that's fine. The problem is when you get so concerned about what you're doing that you want to shame other women for it. Brandy Angler, who's a relationship psychologist, she told Time Magazine that the worry that we aren't...
And she's saying, as far as shaming other women, it's just pretty much a traditional woman or a woman who's successful with her life is going over here and trying to help another sister. Saying, hey, look, you see how I'm living, and I understand not every woman can live like that, but at the end of the day, is that not the main goal? To have a fucking family? That's the main goal, to have a family. And you know, she's sitting on here saying they're traditional women. Well, we're just gonna call them traditional, not pick me. We're gonna call them traditional women. What traditional women like to do is someone say, "Hey, sis, look, this is what you could do to get to have a better outcome." According to them, what we say, that is just giving constructive criticism. That is helping someone out. What they're calling it is bragging. What they're calling it is tearing down another woman, which they label it as pick me.
Good enough and that someone else is better leads to a hypervigilance around other women in general, which social media tends to make worse. So on social media, you see women really touting their accomplishments, like, I work a full-time job and I cooked and cleaned the entire house. That's how you keep a man. And that's the problem. Sis, if you want to do all that, all good. But you do not have to put down other women to validate how you want to perform in your relationship. You also see women justifying cheating, saying, you know, if you keep it...
I'm just saying, putting down another woman, but just by simply sitting on here saying, yo, the way you can keep a man is by doing this. That's putting down other women. You see the type of logic that I'm saying, like the type of logic these women have. But these are the main women that are getting all these degrees. Let's be honest, women dominate college. So there should be no reason why women coming out of college have a mindset like this. Mainly my black women. You know, come on now, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Y'all are the main ones that love talking about being independent now.
Right, get it tight. That's gonna keep your man.
And in pop culture, we see pick-me behavior all the time, and now we just have a name for it. We saw Remy Ma on State of the Culture. She was talking about, it's okay to cheat as long as you're not married. And I'm just like, Out of these old black hood
Right,
narratives
like, what are you
that we
talking
get into, that
about?
we have been just trained, it's been embedded in us. I think about Aisha Curry, who is like the quintessential wife to every guy out there. She posted on Twitter about how she just likes to dress more conservative. And Amara La Negra, starting that whole conversation around her cleaning her man's bathroom. Sis, if you want to clean your man's bathroom, do you, boo-boo? Don't tell me about cleaning my man's bathroom. That's not going to get me a man.
Yeah, the performing has just gotten out of hand. Like, some women have even taken it so far that they're buying their own engagement rings and buying gifts to show this like illusion, you know, that their man is doing all these things. Because again, Pick Me is about performance. It's about saying, hey, look at me. And I just feel like it's gone so far that women are expected to excel at work and then come home and I've got to clean your house because then that's a reflection of how good your woman is, and cook your food, have sex, raise these kids, be perfect. It's too much. Like, when do black women like get a break? Like, girl, let yourself off the hook. Like, it's okay.
So let's take it to these social media streets and see what people are tweeting about. Deanna Cooley tweeted, "Don't see why girls let themselves go when you're in a relationship. Hashtag keep your man, sis." That is quintessential Pick Me narrative.
Because that's all it takes.
Yeah, I mean, God forbid you eat an extra M&M, okay? And now you lose your whole relationship. And then
Okay, now let's be honest. Sanders, or whatever her name is, she probably about a smooth 230, 250 plus, maybe. It's gotten so bad where women lead in obesity. 60 to 70% of black women lead in obesity. Now we have a term to where if you say something about somebody's weight, try to tell a woman to stay in the gym, you're considered fat phobic. You are considered fat phobic if you tell somebody to stay in the gym. Today we have body positivity. Look at Lizzo. People will get mad at her for trying to work out because she made pretty much her brand around being big. You know what I'm saying? Body positivity. Now you have pretty much look at all these stores. They have shit for big women, which I understand. You got a lot of women who are big. They need some clothes or whatever, but the thing is, they're trying to make it okay to be overweight. It's a fact that within the first year of dating somebody, women within the first year they're dating somebody, they pick up 7 to 15 pounds. That is a fact. I've dated plenty of women who, once we start dating, they get too comfortable and start picking up some weight. Now, like I said, I love me some nice sized women, but I love me some nice sized fit women, you know? And one thing I don't like to hear women say is, it is okay to be the size that I am. It is okay to be this. You accept me for who I am. No, I accept you for who you are, but do I expect you to stay the same? No. You're going to change. You're going to have to change. Your weight speaks a lot about you. If you damn near 300 freaking pounds, bro, that automatically tells people you're just unhealthy. You don't like to work out. So there shouldn't be no reason why this chick over here is saying, dude, that's quintessential for being pick me. So I should just sit over here, date somebody, they weigh 185 pounds. A year or two later, they're up here at 230 pounds, 230 pounds. They about to goddamn surpass me in my weight. And I gotta sit over here and just accept that. No, well, nah, but you gotta accept that, you know what I'm saying? You gotta accept that. That's just who I am. That's just how I come. No. Only in America can you pick up all this goddamn weight and then cry and complain when somebody say something about it, and the person who says something about it gets shamed for that. Oh, why you say that to that woman? Oh my gosh, no, you don't know what she's going through. You don't know, man, maybe she got a disease or something that making her pick up all this weight. Excuses, bro. Dude, get your ass in the gym, stay fit. That's what men want, fit women. At the end of the day, if you ask 100 men, I bet you about 90% of those men will sit over here and say, look, we want fit women. If you ask them what is their ideal woman, I bet you it will be at least fit. And if they don't say it's fit, if you line up a bunch of women, you line up 5 fat women and maybe 20 nice sized women who are in the gym, I bet you they will pick fit women. They're not going to pick no big chick. I bet you if you line up 20 big chicks and 5 damn fit women, there will, and there's 3 guys. 3 of them guys will be picking those fit women. I promise you. I promise you 3 of those guys will pick fit women. But only in America do we allow this to happen, and if you say something about it, you're considered fat phobic.
And he deserves to go do. What if he puts on weight? all this onus on the woman. It's never about
It's always
the
on
man.
us. It's never on them.
There was also this social media craze that happened, and it spawned this hashtag tweet like a pick-me. So we actually have the pick-me's, and then we have some people who were tweeting like pick-me's. For Devin's sake tweeted, all that education is making y'all self-sufficient. A real woman doesn't need to read anything but her man's nonverbal communication. Anticipate his needs and meet them before he asks. But y'all keep having opinions and all that education and stay single. Hashtag tweet like a pick-me.
That is what so many people tweet. That's all this, like you see it all over social media. Like, oh, you have so much to say, all these black women, and they're feminists. I love that the hashtag pick me is now a thing because now we can see who you are.
And we have one more from Forever Quell. I allow my man to cheat anytime he wants because at the end of the day, he's my man. You can send a child to daycare, but at the end of the day, they still have to go home to their real parents.
Again, they're joking, but they wouldn't be able to make these jokes if people weren't actually tweeting things that were very close to it. People have taken this whole thing of like being your man's piece to the nth degree. Like being his piece means you don't have an opinion, you hold him down. And like I feel like it's like all of that mixed with like a dash of hotep. You put it in like a nice little stew and you have a good little pick-me situation.
Let's move on to the receipts. Kiara, what do the polls say?
As always, we polled our Madame Noir audience to find out what you all think about pick-me culture. We asked who's most at fault when a man cheats, with 99% of you luckily saying the man. Okay, because pick-me's will be out here being like, well, sis, he cheated because you weren't sucking him good enough, or he cheated because you put on some pounds. No, no, no. The person who is responsible for cheating, if a man is cheating on you, it's his fault. We also asked, do hoes deserve to be wives? With 83% of saying yes, everybody deserves love.
Some of y'all lying. There would be no pick-me culture if 83% believe that.
And pick-me culture can go either way.
Okay, so you're pretty much getting this, you're getting that percentage from a bunch of women. A bunch of women who think just like this. What makes you think men will want to marry a bunch of hoes? A bunch of women who just sits over here and just throw their pussy at any man that wants it. And you have 83% of women sitting over here saying, yes, those women who sit over here and get ran through almost every day deserve to be married and deserve to have some love. Unfortunately, that's not reality, buddy. It's not reality, man. No man with common sense or no man who's actually doing something with his life is going to settle down with somebody that gave the whole world her goods. This type of thinking is destructive in the black community. And there's a lot of black women who thinking like this. It's very destructive. It's very destructive. Yet they swear they Black Lives Matter this. They swear it's all about black family. Yet they thinking like this. This thinking is what's messing up the black family.
Right, because you can have women who are more sexually expressive, shaming the women who might be a little more prudish and being like, well, if you were doing this and this in the bedroom, you would have kept your man. Right. Then on the other side, you have the women who may be a little more sexually conservative, shaming the women who are out there saying, well, if you weren't so out there, you probably would be married. Either side, it does not matter.
Pick me lines. I'm a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheet.
Oh my gosh, I just realized that's a pick me line. It is. Everybody used to say that so much back in the day. We were sitting here happily being pick me's.
Happily. Well, that's why I think pick me's have, like, the pick me culture has been here. Now we just have a name for it. Because I mean, I'm Southern, so like if there is anything as a Southern woman you've been raised to be, it's kind of pick me. And that actually brings us to our next conversation segment. And there's a writer for the blog Black Women Cry, and she gives her personal views on this whole pick me culture. And she basically says that pick me's are women who are conditioned to internalize misogyny and changes their behavior to fit the narratives of a sexist society. What you've done is basically saying all this messaging that I've received my whole life that women are less than and that we've got to dance to get a man, you're now saying, you know what, I'm going to own that, I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to down you, I'm going to down you, and I'm going to down any woman that doesn't fit into this like performative version of femininity, and it's so damaging.
These ideals were formulated so long ago. Gender roles have changed so much, where, you know, back in the day it was the man did the physical labor, the woman stayed and tended to the house and the children, but women, we are working just as much as men these days. So these pick-me ideals, they just don't work anymore.
And there should be equality because, again, I don't mind fixing a plate, I don't mind like folding clothes, totally fine with doing that, but I will absolutely do it for a partner that I know will fix my plate or will do something.
Let me pause that right there. She's saying that women works just as much as men. You're not. You're not. The problem with wage gap is because the problem with wage gap, the reason that shit is just bullshit, It's because they don't ever account for the hours worked. They only count for the salary. They don't ever account for the hours worked. That's number one. Number two, they don't ever account for the jobs that is work. Men work the most dangerous jobs. That is a fact. Men works the most dangerous jobs. Women be behind desks. Women does hairstylists, real estate, shit that does not get your hands dirty. Men are doing that. Men are the ones that's working jobs where death rates are high, not women. So to sit over here and say that women are working just as much as men is false. That's number one. Y'all do not work as many hours as men. Number two, y'all don't work the same job that we work. So at the end of the day, we've always been working heavy-handed. We've always been working jobs that could cost us our life.
Else for me, and I think that's what's lost, is that I'm not going to down you if you choose not to do it. Black women, check yourselves. Like, why? What is this thing about us that we feel like we've got to judge another woman so harshly about what they're doing?
Is it also something rooted in religion?
I would absolutely say that's a part of it, because I mean, look at our marriage vows, look at what religion says. Like, it says that a woman is inherently below a man. It's very pervasive that we go back to that, and a lot of Christianity has been really kind of tweaked and turned and twisted to fit patriarchy.
Ladies, another insightful question, but Kiara, what did we learn? Can you sum it up for us?
Stop shaming other women. If you want to cook, clean, do whatever for your man, that's totally fine, but we just want it to be an autonomous decision. Do it for yourself. The only man that's going to be kept is a man that wants to be kept. It doesn't matter what you do. There is no A, B, or C equals D. Just live in your truth and stop, mind your business. Stop looking at what another woman does in order to decide if you're better and to validate your performance.
Exactly. Pick yourself.
Do you, boo-boo. And thank you for tuning in to another dope episode of Listen to Black Women. Catch us on madamenoir.com, hellobeautiful.com, and until we see you again, bye.
I would have looked if I went out here and said, hey, look, landlord, I don't want to pay rent because you said pay rent. I want to pay rent because I want to pay rent. Let's see how far you fucking go. Let's see how long you're living in that place that you're living in. You see how stupid that sounds? It is just like a woman sitting over here saying, I'm going to be feminine for the right man. So you're masculine the whole time, and then when you find the right man, you find the right guy, but you don't know if he's the right guy or not, so you're still going to be masculine, and then you're gonna be like, okay, you know, he is what I really want, now let me start becoming feminine. How would it sound if a guy stood over here and say, hey, I'm gonna be masculine for the right woman? It's stupid. It's stupid, man. It is really freaking stupid. This whole video is asinine. Every statement that they damn near 90% of the statements that they said was asinine. You want to clean and do all that shit when you want to instead of when it needs to be done. If a man asks you to do something, I shouldn't have to be told, okay, well, I'll do it when I'm ready. And if you're dealing with somebody, if you're dealing with a man and not a beta, he's not going to be receptive to that, yo. He's not going to be receptive to that. He's going to up and leave and go fuck with somebody else. That's a fact. That is a fact. If you're dealing with a man, bro, who has common sense, who wants to be a man, he's not letting that shit slide. He's not letting that shit slide. But we got too many women who think that shit can slide. Y'all trying to push this pick me narrative that traditional women want to be pick me. No, traditional women want to have a successful life. They want to have a dream life. They want to have kids. They probably don't want to have to work. This thinking that black women are doing is destructive to the black family. Let's look at this chart. This is marriages from 1900s to 2018. All the way up until the 1950s. Marriage rates were high. They were getting up there. Why? Because women knew their roles. Men knew their roles. Men were taking care of the household. Women were taking care of the household. Men were going out making that money to bring home to take care of the family, whereas a woman doing her womanly duties. It isn't until you get to 1960s and after that where you have women starting to pick up this feminism. We have women starting to jump into Black Panther and being a Black Panther and all that shit. Relieving themselves from the role that they're supposed to have, leaving the roles that they need to have. leaving the mother role to be a Black Panther or whatever. And once again, now being a Black Panther, you know what I'm saying, it's understandable because we're like I said, we're oppressed. Black people are oppressed. But you still left the role. Now who's watching the kids or whatever while the man and a woman out here, you know what I'm saying, trying to fight for black folk? Who's watching the kids? Who's doing this? Who's doing that? So you just kind of just messing up the role, right? So when you start to look at the 1960s, shit started to decrease. You start to see your spike back up in 1970s, 1980s. Then right after that, right back down. So this black feminist thinking is killing the black family, bro. It's killing the black household. Anybody can feel how they feel about it, but it's truly killing the black household. We have all these words to suppress people's opinions. People can't have an opinion. If you say something to a black woman, hey sis, you know, maybe you need to do this. Maybe you shouldn't be sitting over here having sex with all these men because you're on your 4th kid with your 4th baby daddy. Oh, who you fucking think you talking to? I'm still independent. I'm doing my shit. I'm doing my thing. Niggas ain't shit. Niggas doing this. Niggas doing that. Why you over here being misogynistic? You must hate black women. That's what you get every time. You hate black women. You must be gay. You hate your mama. Why you slandering black women? Nobody's slandering black women. People think Red Pill content, Kevin Samuels, Poor Man Podcast, all those people, they think it's automatically, they're misogynistic. They're automatically hating on black women. They're automatically shunning and slandering black women. It's never that. Nobody has ever said they hated black women. Nobody has ever said they hated women in general. But yet y'all throw the word misogynistic around like it's some fucking candy. That word, to be honest with you, that word to me don't even fucking exist. It's just a word to suppress people's opinion. Transphobic. My goodness, I heard somebody sit over here and say transphobic. If you have a guy who, I guess, transitioned to a woman, come up to you and want to fuck with you, and you don't want to fuck with them, then okay. But if the reason why you didn't want to fuck with him was because he's trans, it was a guy before, you're automatically deemed as transphobic. The fuck? What type of thinking is that? I don't want to mess with you because you're a guy, and now I'm automatically deemed as transphobic. If I prefer light-skinned women over dark-skinned women, I'm a colorist. Modern women do not like criticism, especially mainly my sisters, but women in general do not like criticism. Modern women do not like criticism, because if modern women like criticism, feminism probably would have stopped after 1960. You doing the sex liberation and all this shit, and now people saying something about, you know, you sit on here selling your body for nudes and this and that and this and that, and that shit frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? They done brought in the slut walk. We have somebody who's OnlyFans feminist. How the fuck are you an OnlyFans feminist? You out here literally sucking, selling, and fucking, but yet you sitting over here trying to goddamn give people advice. That shit, bruh. Like, man, look, this is the world that we came to. This is the world that we've come to. People trying to give advice when they're not even in a position to give advice, because they got mouthful of you know what's. You have women who gets upset because traditional women are trying to help other women get to where they are. Maybe I don't want to be there, so you just want to live your life lonely. You're not gonna want to. The women who thinking about that shit right now are not gonna want to in the future. Your mindset is going to change. If you think you're gonna be a feminist now, that mindset will change. You're gonna want a family, and that's going to require you to having to be submissive, to having to listen to a man, to having to play a role. That's all that is. But see, in today's society, we don't. That shit is frowned upon. Being a traditional woman in today's society is frowned upon now. Thinking like this is the reason why marriage rates are low. Reason why women aren't getting married anymore. Reason why families don't last. Reason why plenty of homes are broken up. Because of women who think like this. Marriage rates are dropping, and they're continually and steadily are dropping. For black women, Black women are the least married. Black women are the most divorced. Yet, we still think like this. We got Molly Sanders, she got herself a man. I did my little research, and yes, I did my research, because what I won't do is sit over here and this is destructive thinking in the black community. I'm just gonna call it for what it is. This is destructive thinking. There is nothing wrong with being a traditional woman. There has not, y'all just seen the chart. Before black women started to adapt all this feminism bullshit, black families were thriving. Black families were thriving. What about the Black Wall Street? You had the Black Wall Street, where a whole community of black folk thriving. Not that feminist shit. Everybody knew their role. Then, unfortunately, you had, Satan come through and wipe everybody out, wipe everybody clean. Then after that, we still got up and we still made changes. We still did what we were supposed to do. It wasn't until black women started to adapt feminism. It wasn't until black women started to adapt sex liberation that black families then started to break up and marriages started to decrease amongst black women in the black family. Now look at us today. Black women having all these kids out of wedlock. Black women the least married. Black women are the most divorced. But yet we still thinking like this. It's stupid, man. But the only thing that can change, man, is a lot of these black women thinking, man. Cause this is unacceptable. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This shit is unacceptable. This shit is unacceptable, man. But so just do me a favor, man. Leave a like, comment, subscribe.